Anyway, something else that's out that might entertain you.
Okay, so Fifth Wave, directed by Jay Blakeson, who actually did a very good job with the low-budget resources of The Disappearance of Alice Creed, which I like very much. This is based on the first book from Rick Yancey's ongoing young adult series, and it is basically, it has all the riffs and ticks that you would expect from the young adult series, from Hunger Games and Maze Runner and Divergent and now this. And the story is Chloe Grace Moretz is the teenage heroine who, at the beginning of the movie, we see her in a post-apocalyptic dystopian world. And then it cuts back to earlier on, and everything's fine. She doesn't realise that that's the last day that everything will be fine, because, don't you know it, space aliens turn up, and they have 4 waves of attack. First wave knocks out the power. Second causes 2012-style floods. Third sends in bugs and lizards and, beasts and boils. Fourth does something else. And the next thing, the whole world is being taken over by space aliens, and all the kids are being recruited by the military to fight in an ugly war is a clip.
Simultaneous attacks on the last of our metropolitan areas. A full-on invasion. This is it. The 5th wave.
Started?
Yeah. Here, I want to show you something. These employ the same technology as the detector viewer from medical. We've improved it, made it mobile. The idea is to allow our soldiers in the field to instantly differentiate between friend and foe. You look at the enemy through this, and it lights them up green. We can see them before they know they've been seen. We take back the advantage. The only thing left to do now is test the optics in live conditions. Which is why tomorrow at 2100, I'm sending 4 squads into battle equipped with these helmets. Your squad will be among those 4.
Yes, sir.
Make me proud, son.
So it's kind of, a mashup of all those other films. So there's a touch, there's Sending the Kids in the War, there's a touch of Battle Royale, obviously a touch of Hunger Games.
Independence Day?
Maze Runner. Yes, there's a bit of Independence Day in the huge, great big spaceship hanging. What's that phrase that...
Him. That guy.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Douglas Adams?
Douglas Adams used about the Vogon spaceship. He said the Vogon spaceship hung in the air just the way a brick doesn't.
Nice.
So you get that. And there's some sort of 2012 style, scenes of, huge tidal waves and all that kind of stuff. But for the most part of it, the thing that it reminded me, I think it wanted to go occasionally for the grit of How I Live Now, which I thought was a rather good adaptation, the Kevin MacDonald film, which with Saoirse Ronan in it. But actually the thing it ended up reminding me of more was Tomorrow When the War Began, which, if you remember, was the film that, although it did well in its Antipodean territories, actually didn't set the world on fire, and then sort of the film series sort of slunk off and disappeared. I have the feeling that the same thing is going to happen with Fifth Wave. It's rather unpredictable, obviously, but the Fifth Wave is has popular literary source material, and I like Chloe Grace Moretz very much. And as a director, I have very much liked Jay Blakeson in the past, but it just felt terribly generic and terribly lacking in surprise or thrills or doing anything unexpected. And it may be that we've sort of seen so much of this stuff now on screen that you're in those deserted streets and you think the Maze Runner crew are going to come over that hill and the Divergent crew are going to come over that hill, and then Katniss is going to come over that hill, and then they're all going to meet in the middle with the people from Tomorrow When the World Began. And also it's 15 Certificate, and I just...
That marks it out as slightly...
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
different then if they're going for more.
Yeah, it's slightly, but yes, but it's still I think that's going to be a problem for it. Incidentally, I can't see it catching fire. No pun intended. I thought it was just very, very generic, very, very ordinary, and lacking what all. When you look at Hunger Games, you could, immediately, who the characters are and what you understand the situation and why it was so edgy. I still remember seeing the first Hunger Game movies in Boston, I think it was, and being so excited by it. And there is just a sense of battle fatigue about this now. It's like, yeah, okay, we've seen this, we've done that, we need to move on.